right, there's breaking news coming in now. The DMK has raised a red flag over Nitin Gadkari's statement in the House on the Ram Setu project. He had said that the government was exploring 4 alternatives to the Setu Samudram shipping channel without dismantling the Ram Setu mud flats that connect India and Sri Lanka across the Pak Straits. This is something in keeping with the BJP's own manifesto. But the DMK has now taken strong exception to Nitin Gadkari, the transport minister, saying that the Ram Setu will not be dismantled, but the government is exploring 4 alternative routes for Indian shipping. The DMK is seeing red. Editor South TS Sudhir with me live from Hyderabad. Also with me is our deputy editor Brajesh Pandey from Parliament. Sudhir, I'd like to come to you first. The DMK has always been strongly in favor of the Setu Samudram project. They've got a fresh handle to create a lot of noise now.
Well, yes, always the Setu Samudram project has been seen as a clash between religious beliefs versus economic feasibility, because many of the ships have to take a detour of which takes about 10 to 30 hours to actually cross Sri Lanka to come into the Arabian Sea from the Bay of Bengal.
Yes.
And the DMK, especially when T.R. Balu was a union shipping minister, has always argued that having the Setu Samudram project will actually cut down on that time and be economically much more viable. But the BJP obviously is saying that the Ram Setu is very connected to Hindu religious beliefs, and therefore a project like this, which actually breaks the Ram Setu, even though it's a mythical kind of a structure, cannot be allowed. And therefore Nitin Gadkari now talking about 4 alternatives which are being explored to actually go ahead with the Setu Samudram project.
Brajesh, how is the government planning to follow up what is, let's face it, a pretty controversial assertion given the amount of attention that's been paid to the Setu Samudram project, the various angles, like Sudhir just said, economic, religious and and commercial, with Nitin Gadkari now saying 4 alternative routes are being looked at. The DMK is seeing red over this. There is going to be a level of political opposition. It's the big fresh fight over Setu Samudram now, Brajesh.
Well, Shiv, more than political, economic and other consideration, it's the political consideration which has come out trumps when Nitin Gadkari made that statement. Because, given the political baggage of the party, they cannot be seen, because, the structure, as Sudhir just said, is a mythical structure, but they cannot be seen going against it. And and they will have to go through the due diligence, because remember when the UPA government announced this structure, there was a massive protest by several religious outfits. And the UPA government, in its starts in the first 2 months, does not want to be party to that. So the government is extremely careful, and it knows the kind of damage, the political damage it can do to them. And that is the reason why government is extremely wary of any immediate move. They will prevaricate, they will take time, they will take the due diligence before they come up with a concrete plan to be submitted before the Supreme Court.
Thanks, Brajesh and Sudhir, for getting us that perspective. We'll get more political reactions on this story in just a bit.